Hi, team. Welcome to Tuesday Night Team Call. Tonight, we are going over different objections you might be hearing and kind of going to role play to give you some examples of how you can overcome those objections. And at the end, we'll be asking you also if you're coming across objections that we can help you overcome. If you're coming over some common ones that we don't go over, you can either comment in the side comments or just bring it up at the end when we get done. So we are going to go over tonight cost objections, the products aren't safe objections. I don't need it. I already eat healthy and clean and exercise objection. And everyone in my area is already selling it, so I definitely don't want to join your business objections. And then we're going to also talk about how to bring it up, just random in conversation, giving you some ideas of how we bring it up if we're chatting with a friend. Yep. Okay, so first, Abby and I are going to be going over it costs too much. I'm going to be the customer, and Abby's going to be the ambassador.
Okay. So, Darcy, I'm so excited that you want to learn more about Plexus. Are there any questions that are standing out? Anything that I can answer for you?
Well, you've gone over pretty much everything, Abby. Like, I got the ingredients from you. I was really curious about that, and that looks great. And you sent me some great videos. But of course, I'm curious to know, what does it cost? How much is it going to cost a month?
That was the best part for me. It is super affordable. I joined as a wholesale customer right off the bat because I knew that the products were going to take a lot of time to work, and I knew that I was committed 100%. So I went wholesale right off the bat, and that's when you pay $34.95 for a year's worth of wholesale pricing. And then for Triplex, it's only $114.95 a month.
Oh, but that's a lot, Abby. That's like a grocery bill for us. Like I didn't expect them to be so much. Like I don't think we can do that. I'm just a teacher.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound. You are in the Zoom meeting now. There are over 20 participants in the meeting. This
I've never
meeting
heard
is
this
being
before.
recorded.
What was that?
I don't know. I've never heard that. That's interesting. Okay.
Now I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so it's too expensive for me. I'm a teacher. I'm broke. We don't have that money.
I understand. I totally understand how you feel. When I first was exploring Plexus, cost was a huge factor. I could not afford one more bill every month. But what I found was when I kind of looked over the supplements that I was already getting, plus some of the prescriptions that I was taking, plus a few unhealthy habits that my family had, I am actually saving money each month when I compare it out like that. So just to give you an example, we were spending as a family over $500 a month on, supplements that we were buying from my functional medicine doctor, plus, daily Dunkin' Donuts runs for my husband, sometimes twice a day for him. I mean, we kind of broke it down daily. So it's between maybe $3 and $4 a day. And we were paying way over that for, a lot of habits that weren't helping us at all. So when we really sat down and did the math, we realized it would be a great move. It was a good financial decision for us.
So you've seriously replaced this with coffee? Replaced your coffee with this? Seriously, don't live on coffee.
No, we don't have coffee. Not even Adam will occasionally have coffee. And that's just like a comfort thing. I'm going to say maybe twice a week. But
so how much is it a day again? How much is it a day?
It's about $3 to $4 a day, depending on what you get. And, you don't have to start with Triplex. We recommend everybody does because that's what's going to give you a solid foundation. It's going to weed out your microbiome. It's going to set you up for some healing. But we can start small. If you feel like that cost is too overwhelming, we can start small. The other thing is that Plexus does not ever have to be a financial burden. In fact, the way the compensation plan is set up, it doesn't make sense for it to be a financial burden because it is incredibly easy to get your products paid for every month. And I can tell you exactly how to do that. I can teach you and I can help you.
I'm not going to be a crazy Plexus lady like you. I'm not doing that. I'm not, Abby. Like, no. I can't do that. My friends and family I'll be so embarrassed.
And that's how I felt too. I started in November and I did not start sharing the products. I did not start sharing the products until January because I was very afraid of what people would think of me. And once I started taking the products and realized what they could do, there was no way that I could not share with everybody because I knew that I had a life-changing blessing to offer. I mean, it may or may not be for you. Is there somebody not muted?
I tried to mute it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm running out of battery. So it may or may not be for you, but you know, I can tell you that if you think of 5 of your closest friends or family members, get me 5 people, moms, sisters, brothers, dads, you know, your closest people or people that suffer from certain health conditions that you know, Lyme, arthritis, autoimmune diseases, migraines. Find me 5 people. I will get them on a Zoom call. I will tell them about the products. There's your 5 customers. They will order through you. It will build your PV. You will earn commission and your products are paid for every month. Whether or not you choose to expand upon that, that's totally up to you. But it does not ever have to be a financial burden.
Okay. That's great. I mean, I think that's great. And then hopefully that person is going to sign on. Nice work, Abby.
Oh, thanks. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my charger. Hold on.
Totally fine. So I think, of course, you know, helping people understand, you know, breaking it down by dollar amount is so helpful. Helping them understand that you've traded out, you know, the feel, felt, found method. I felt the same way. You've traded it out for some unhealthy habits for a healthy habit. And just, yeah, getting them to see that it's, you know, prevention over prescription is so worth it. Okay, next is the products aren't safe. And I'm going to be the ambassador and Abby's going to be the customer this time. Hey, Abby, thanks for being open to learning more about Plexus. I hope you got a chance to watch the videos I sent you. Where are we at? Where are you at? Like, what kind of questions do you have for me at this point?
Well, I liked the videos, and so it kind of prompted me to dive in a little more and research Plexus. And so I went to Google and I typed in Plexus, and I did not find one positive review come up. In fact, it was kind of scary. So I'm really concerned. Are the products safe?
I hear you, because I did the same thing when I was just beginning. I did the same thing, Abby, and I was pretty freaked out, actually. And it took me a little while to eventually sign up. I wanted all the ingredients at that point. I took them to PubMed, to the actual medical journals. I left Google because what I found was those blogs that you were reading and that I was reading in the beginning, they're competitors. If you send me the link to one and we look at it together, you're going to see in the side, the side of it, they're selling something else. And Plexus is exploding right now. We have products that are working, and our competitors are, very freaked out. So I would say let's start doing real research. I can get you the ingredients. You can take them to the medical journals. You can do that research that I have done, or I can send you some research that I have done. The other story I want to tell you is my friend Laura, the girl that I roomed with in Charleston when I moved to Charleston. You remember Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Laura was just a surrogate mom. She lives in Denver now for another family. She met them through her birthing classes that she teaches. They were looking for a surrogate. She loved being pregnant. So she was just a surrogate mom for them, but really wanted to stay on her product. She takes the products too. And so she took all the products to the fertility clinic when she was beginning the process. She's on Triplex, which is what I was telling you that I take, what I think you should start. The omegas and the vitamins, and the fertility clinic and the doctors were blown away by the ingredients. And so that fulfilled, that kind of helped me also understand that, wow, what we have is really safe. And again, I give them to my children, and I promise you, I would never be feeding something to my children that I did not fully believe, were safe products. But we can absolutely dive into some more research, but I would not believe Google. I mean, it's really often our competitors. It's a privately run blog. I mean, there's just lots of negativity around that blog world. Does that help?
A little bit. How long has Plexus been around?
It's been around since 2009, I believe, was when Pink Drink came out. Maybe I don't know the dates, memorized. I can find those facts for you, but I think it was 2007, and we actually started with we were a breast health company. So we've always been about health and wellness, which really prompted me to jump on board, that it wasn't a diet scheme or, a lose weight company. It's always been about bettering people's health and wellness. So 2009.
Okay, that's longer than I thought. I thought it was a lot newer than that. So I read something about it being banned in Canada and Australia.
Yeah. And again, that's a lot of naysayers. We've never been, I will say Canada has very strict supplement laws, a lot stricter than the United States. So, we entered into Canada, and I think there was some misunderstandings on some of the ingredients. And I think that was around our product Accelerator. And here in the US, there were also concerns around Accelerator's ingredients too. So Plexus, doing the right thing, actually took out the ingredient that was being questioned and reconfigured their ingredients to fulfill everyone feeling it was safe, which again, I'm just really proud to be part of a company that is thinking about wellness. And so it's back in Canada again, but for a small blip, it was out. And right now it's being looked at by Health Canada to hopefully be approved and good to go. And it was not banned in New Zealand, I do not believe.
And is it approved by the FDA?
So we are not approved by the FDA. No supplements are. So have you ever taken a multivitamin?
Yes.
Yeah, like vitamin D and C and multivitamins. Yeah. None of that stuff is approved by the FDA. They don't approve supplements, which baffles me, because what is approved by the FDA, right? I mean, crazy. Not even baby formula is not approved by the FDA. Blows me away. So we are not, but what, again, I'm going to, me talk high hope Plexus. We follow all the FDA guidelines and the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. We follow all their guidelines as well. We do third-party testing. We're very thoughtful with the ingredients. So that's pretty cool.
So you test for heavy metals, pathogens, is all that looked at and explored with the third-party testing?
I am not positive about that, Abby, honestly. I just know we are super thoughtful with who we source our ingredients from. They're all sourced here in the U.S., and a team goes out and make sure all the facilities are clean, up to Plexus's regulations, GMO-free. We're really careful. And so then when I actually went out to Arizona and I got to tour the factory. They flew me out, which was awesome. And every batch that comes in of all the products is quarantined until they can test every batch to make sure it has the exact right amounts of every ingredient. I mean, I'm telling you, this company is so careful. The stuff that you're buying on the store shelf, Target, Walmart, they're not doing that with their products. There actually was just an article about all the extra wheat or something that was found in those products. So, they're a little more money, but it's because we are doing that backlog of testing and we are careful about our ingredients. So
that's awesome. That's good to know. I didn't realize that they were free of GMOs. And yeah. Are they gluten-free as well?
Many, many of them are. There's, I can definitely do some research, but I know a large majority of them are gluten-free. Yeah, we don't have all that stuff memorized. But I can check on the pathogen stuff and get back to you if that's important to you too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so good. So is that good? I think we should get you started, girl. Was that your only hang up?
No, that really helped me. I feel like I'm concerned about what false information is on the internet at this point, because
it's crazy.
None of that is true.
Right, exactly. And honestly, I mean, you know me, like I would not be backing something that I did not feel was benefiting, you know, and I've been on this for 2 years now, and I can say I feel my best. My skin is glowing, like my family is healthy, our immune system. And so I know whatever's going into my body is super good stuff. I mean, I can just feel it. I don't think me or anyone on my team would be feeling the way we're feeling if it wasn't legit, you know, clean products. So I can say that too.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
So let's get you signed up.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. There's that one.
Okay. And I did see a video, they do test for heavy metals
Wow.
and yeah, as part of their third party testing, they test for all impurities, all of that stuff.
Holy crap.
I know.
It's great. But honestly, ladies, if you are talking to someone and they're like an Abby, which is rare, a lot of people don't care about ingredients. They don't care about testing. But when you come across those people who are really green and are really curious about ingredients, you know, like I just said to her, like, I don't know that, but I can check on it and get back to you. And then you can message in a team page or a, you know, research. I mean, we can help you. So don't get bogged down by someone, you know, saying they found nasty stuff or they don't, you know, want to know all the ins and outs of the ingredients. Jen is asking, what are the top 3 favorite places to look up and research, not Google sites? PubMed is one of my favorites. They're all the medical journals. Jamie, where else do you look?
I go to PubMed.
Yeah, PubMed. Yep. The Mayo Clinic, is that how you say that? The Mayo Clinic has Plexus on their approved safe supplements, and so does the Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic just did a big research on gluten intolerance, I guess, in one of their patients and the Plexus products. So, you know, I also mention sometimes that those medical facilities have them on their safe approved list.
And something else to keep in mind too, like it's important for people to know that when they look up Plexus on Google, because I've read down through almost most of those.
The garbage.
First it was so disheartening because I didn't know much about the company or the product. But most of that information is either downright false, not true at all, or unfounded or you know, misconstrued in a way to make it seem bad when it's really not bad. So it's really tricky, you know, cutthroat marketing, really.
It's pretty shady, yeah.
Yes. And the other thing is that you're going to have people that, like, for example, it wasn't long ago, and there was somebody that had posted a random post, you know, something like, hey, Plexus people, I need to see, you know, clinical trials. I need to see peer-reviewed studies. And I was coming back with, and Jamie was even helped me, like, I answered every question that they had, but whatever I said was not good enough because that's not what they were trying to hear. Like, they were going to try to find a way around what I was saying no matter what. So don't get sucked into those conversations with people on Facebook because some of them either will come to find out the person was, you know, she had worked for a different network marketing company.
Totally. That's always the case.
You know? And so it just, we want to defend it because we know how good it is and how, you know, what Plexus does for us in terms of like quality control. But sometimes you're just not going to win because that's not that other person's end game.
Yeah, exactly.
Darcy, can I just jump in for 1 sec?
Yeah.
So part of your going back and forth, I just looked up the product attribution sheet, and all of the products are gluten-free.
Wow, all of them?
All of them are gluten-free.
Even the sheet.
Good. We have to watch out because quite a few of them do have GMO in it. So I know a lot of us often say non-GMO for all of them, and that's not the case because there are quite a few that have GMO. So on that product attribution sheet, it's got all the yeses and nos on all of them.
Oh, good. We can share that in the team pages after so people have it fresh. Yep. And Carrie is asking, someone said to me, if your Plexus products are so great, why aren't they sold on shelves at retail stores? So Tarl, our CEO, He grew up with a mom who network marketed and was able to be home with him, used to set up the chairs for her events. And he says at a lot of the events, he does not want them sitting on a store shelf. He does not want people owning stores to be making the money. He wants us to have time freedom and money freedom financial with our families. That is his mission. His mission is to make amazing products that sell themselves so that we have the freedom to spend more time with our families. So that's what I tell people to that, and he wants a story to be connected to them. And when you walk into the store, there's a million probiotics, a million supplements. He wants people to personally he loves this industry of one, that we make the money and, not a middleman does. And that he wants the products to have a story behind them. Yeah. So he's just a big believer in network marketing and believes that's the best way. We all make money from that.
Plus, you get a personal, you get your own personal team. You get a coach. You get, somebody to always ask questions to. You don't get that with store-bought products. You don't know how to take them. You don't know when you should be taking them. You don't know what
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Next, I don't need it. I already eat healthy and exercise. So Jamie's the ambassador, and I'm going to be the customer.
Hey, Darcy, I just wanted to follow up with you and see if you had a chance to review the information that I sent the other day.
Yeah, I'm glad you sent it. And like I said, I would be open to, to look at it, but I just really don't think I need what you have. Like, we eat organic. I exercise. Like, I just don't think, I appreciate you taking the time to share with me, but I just don't think I need it.
I can totally understand where you're coming from. I used to feel the same way. I have eaten organic, plant-based my whole life until I experienced some health issues. And I did my research. Prior to trying some of these products to address some health issues, I tried to heal my gut with food, and I found that it wasn't working. So what I found is, in an ideal world, no one would need dietary supplements. We want so if you think about our microbiome that we talked about the other day, we want to have about 80% good organisms in our digestive system and 20% that are not so good. But the majority of people in the US and other developed nations, that's flip-flopped. So unfortunately, because of our way of life, our diets, stresses that we have, toxins that we are exposed to, lack of sleep, environmental factors, including nutrient depleted soils, and what we put into our bodies, all of these things are affecting that balance in our gut. So a healthy diet is important, and I'm so glad to hear that, you're eating organic and, making healthier choices. But what I found is we just can't get everything we need from our food anymore.
So I'm not getting probiotics in my food is what you're saying. So I need stuff to help with my gut health.
Yes. So yes. So what I would recommend, and I know that you mentioned that you were having, some bloating and some, challenges in the bathroom. How long did you say that was going on for you again?
It's been a while, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it fitting into my monthly budget. I really feel like, I don't know. How am I getting toxins if we're eating organic?
So the soils that the foods are grown in we're just not getting the essential minerals that there once was in the soils. I've really seen a lot of people have improvements with what we talked about the other day. So I think you could really benefit from the products. What do you think about trying this for 90 days and seeing how you feel?
I mean, I guess you said it had a 60-day money-back guarantee, right?
Yep. So the first month, your body's going to adjust to taking something new. And what I would really recommend, at least 60, if not 90 days to see how you feel. Sorry. Am I freezing?
No, you're not.
Okay, I keep freezing. It says internet unstable. Okay. So this, this may or may not be for you, but, I really think you could benefit from, from the Triplex and the X Factor that we talked about.
But then I can try it and just return it, right? I'll try it for you, and then I can return it if it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. And then once you order, I'll go ahead and send you all the information that you need. And then when you get the products, I want you to give me a call, and I'm gonna talk you through, how to get on a schedule that works for you.
Awesome. Okay, and then so that, that's going to come up too, the like, I don't need it, and all of that, and just trying to get, like, Jamie does an awesome job at really explaining the soil part. And I often forget, Jamie, to bring all that up. Like, we live in a toxic world, and our soil isn't giving us, our food isn't giving us what we need today, even if we are eating organic. It's such a great point.
Can I chime in real quick too?
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I was in that boat because I ate really healthy and was active prior. But I always remind them, like, if somebody says they have bloating or digestive issues, those are outward symptoms that something's not right in your gut. Mm-hmm. So even though you're doing all these things that you think are right, you're still showing signs that there's an imbalance there. So listen to your body, basically,
Yep. And Jamie had already done the work of finding out from me that I was bloated and having, whatever the example was, digestive issues. And so she kind of like brought that back up again. She'd already had conversations to ask me how I was doing. And so bringing that back up again, like, oh, remember that you said you were having bloating, issues, like reminding them of their concerns that they've already, been talking to you about, bringing that back up to the surface. Okay, and next, everyone in my area is already selling it. Abby's going to, I can't remember who's the ambassador and who's the customer. Abby, are you the ambassador?
I'm the ambassador, yeah.
Okay, and Jamie's the customer. I couldn't remember on that one. Okay.
So Jamie, I'm so excited that you're having success with the products. I would love to tell you a little bit about the business. It has absolutely blessed my family so much financially.
Thanks, Abby. I had just loved these products. They have helped me so much, but there's no way that I could ever sell them. I feel like everybody is talking about Plexus and everybody's selling Plexus.
It is actually, that is to your benefit, believe it or not. The fact that everybody is talking about Plexus is very beneficial to you. When I first started Plexus, I was the only one in my area that had started taking it and then started sharing it. Nobody had heard about it before. And when I had a very small team, and between me and the girls that trusted me enough to lead them through the first couple months of detox, starting with that very small team, we have built this large team in our small area. But I am telling you, and so many people have heard of it now, and that's a good thing because we are having amazing success stories and people are talking about it. So we really did the legwork for you. And so if you were to approach somebody about Plexus and they have most likely heard of it and you want that, that's a good thing because they are probably going to have a positive association with it because of, somebody that in their life that they know has taken it. But I guarantee you, I could go into Walmart and see 30 people in Walmart that have never even heard about it before. And that's in our small town. I know people that you don't know, and you know people that I don't know, and everybody has their own network. And really, all you need to do is think of a handful of people. Think of a handful of people that you feel could either benefit from the products or benefit from the business. And you are never alone. I walk you through it. I help answer questions. All you need to do is loop me into a 3-way conversation, and I can field those questions for you, and you just kind of watch and learn. So you have a network of people that nobody else has. You have people that don't live in the town. You have people that you know from high school, from college, that have moved away now, that have their own network. So the whole basis of this company, or the whole premise behind the MLM, is the power of 3. And the theory is that you need 3 people to share Plexus with, and they share it with 3 people, and they share it with 3 people. And then all of a sudden you have this great big large, community, this team of people, just by sharing with 3 people. So we always like to start small. Do you think that you could think of 3 people in your life that could benefit from Plexus?
I could think of 3 people. I just don't think I'm a good salesperson.
Oh, I am not a good salesperson. I am not. If you were to tell me a year ago that I'd be like sitting on a Zoom call. What's a Zoom call? No. I never in a million years, ever did I think that I would be doing this. But the thing is that the products sell themselves. We are just sharing them with people that we know and love, because we want them to feel better too. I never, and I still don't ever consider myself a salesperson. I'm a person that has had incredible results with the products, and I want everybody to have the same results. And so I just share. Like when you go to a good restaurant, you share. When you find great clothing store, you share. And it's just no different. The only difference is that we share our website and they order through our website, and it benefits us financially, and we can either get our products paid for, or we can run it as a business, which is great too. But you are never, the market is never saturated, and you people. You definitely know people. And the other thing is Facebook groups, Instagram. I can teach you about attraction marketing. I can teach you how to expand your network, meet new people, and form new relationships based on the hobbies that you already have. If you wanted to rock this business, you don't even have to focus on people in your area or your warm market. You could meet people outside your network and tell them about Plexus. There are so many different ways. It really is. It's not difficult to find a handful of people.
You make it sound so easy. So all I have to do is make a list of people that I think could benefit and loop you in, and you could help me?
Yes. We ask people to make in the beginning a Frank's list. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kid connections. So you think of all those people in your life. If that overwhelms you, we start small. So I tell people, just think of 5 people. If you want, we can do a Zoom call, and I can get them on a Zoom with you, and we can just talk about, I can tell them about the products. I can tell them what it has done for me. And most likely you're going to be walking away with 5 of your first customers.
That sounds great. Let's do that. I can definitely think of people that, could use more energy. I have some family that are on some medications. I know that you said you know some people that have got off some medications, and that are just, I have a few people in my life that are looking to lose some weight too. So yeah, I would like to do that.
Awesome.
Yay. Awesome. So those are kind of the 4 basics. I know it's getting late, so maybe we can save some of the other stuff, the how to bring it up randomly in conversations for another night. It looks like Jolene was saying she's had some questions about P96 shakes having maltodextrin in it, and was told that it's basically poison. I have not done, honestly, a ton of research on maltodextrin. I believe it's a binding agent, right? A fiber, is that right? That's kind of what I know so much about it. And again, I can dive into some research, but I can't imagine I mean, I know that Plexus would be choosing something that is, a bad ingredient. I mean, it may be an artificial ingredient, yes. I know when we had polydextrose in our Slim, that was the one ingredient that really bothered me a lot because it was artificial, and I thought it was corn-based. And so I actually wrote Plexus and talked to them about it. And the polydextrose they were using was a rice-based binding agent because they were non-GMO and definitely corn-free. So I can only imagine that if we are using maltodextrin, that it is along those same lines. It obviously is GMO-free. So, but we can definitely look into that. I highly doubt it's poisonous in the small, minute amounts that we are using in our products. I mean, I think that's a lot of the stuff, the concerns I get about the ingredients. Well, I read that this is poisonous, Well, yes, in high doses and high amounts, yes. But, our doses are safe and are often the food, the food-based mineral of that substance. But yes, any other, I'm just kind of reading down through the comments. Any other objections? These are good ones that you guys are bringing up on the sides too. Alicia put a good response in there about the eating healthy already too.
So really quick about the maltodextrin. Some of it can be sourced from tapioca. So there's different ways to source it. And tapioca is, a benign food. I mean, it's what a lot of people, if you're on a paleo diet and you want to eat breads, you can make it with tapioca flour. So I think it, like you said, Darcy, it just kind of depends on where it's sourced from. And I'm sure they would tell us, if we ask them where it is sourced from. So yeah. I think it's something to look into for sure.
Yeah. Well, great. I hope this was helpful for everybody. We're really trying to keep our team meetings 8:30 to 9 o'clock to respect all of your late nights and stuff. But does anybody else have anything else that they're coming across that would be helpful? Okay, awesome. Thank you, everybody, for taking time to jump on. It's fun to see everybody's faces. And we will see everybody next Tuesday, 8:30.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye, everybody. Thanks for hopping on.